step into the story your soul is guiding you toward. I'm starting a new 5-part series on sacred geometry, and I am really excited because I love sacred geometry. There is so much you can do with it from a healing aspect, whether you're healing yourself or healing someone else. And I can already hear some of you saying, but I'm not a healer. Yes, you are. You are. We all have this ability. So tune in. And we're starting off with the cube. And I love the cube. We all know what a die looks like, right? Dice, playing board games, that is a cube without the numbers. and the cube is amazingly grounding. It centers you. It protects you. It lets you allow to just have a presence. And it's an amazing way that we can use not only cubes, but a whole bunch of sacred geometry shapes in our spiritual growth. So if you've ever felt scattered, stretched thin, you're not alone. If you're listening because something in you is ready for steadiness, I see that. If you need some grounding, this is the place. This is the episode because we're going to do some amazing things. But before we get started, let's go ahead and take a breath in, everyone together, and blow it out. And loosen your jaw, your face muscles, your eyes, and just let your body relax a little bit. Thank you for doing that with me. So when we're talking about shapes, let's go back to geometry in high school, right? You have a line. Line gives direction. A square gives surface. But a cube gives you a room, an inside, an outside, a boundary, a container. It's the first geometry to create a place where energy can gather, settle, and take form. And that's why we're starting with the cube. Your body trusts it. It's why homes are done in cubes, altars, boxes, foundations, and sacred chambers are all echoes of the cube. It's our most basic way to create safety, containment, grounding, orientation, edges, stability. Think about it. Even when we're out at sea, the north, south, east, west is providing a cube for our round earth, right? So even when we're in a place that is not linear in form and lines and very guided, that cube gives it that safety, that security that we can have a direction moving forward, even when we're out on the ocean. The cube is the geometry that says, here is the place, here is the center, here is where you land. It is your place to be stabilized and grounded, not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually. If structure has felt hard for you lately, the cube can meet you and help with that. And the amazing thing about the cube is it comes with no judgment. It's not people orientated in terms of coming with all that other crud that we carry with us. So as we soften into this understanding, something else becomes clear for us. So let's move from the structure of the cube into the energy it carries. And this is where I get excited. So the cube brings us energy back down into our body. It says, you belong here. The boundaries of the cube clarify what's yours and not yours. It helps you feel the edges of your own field again. We have nervous system regulation. The cube is predictable, right? It's symmetrical. We know it's safe. There's no surprises. It's not like a spiral or, a tornado or a funnel. It has its own space and it keeps that space. It whispers to your system, you can settle now. And it's whispering to you all the time. And we're going to have an exercise that's going to help you see that it's whispering to you all the time. Um, if you've been carrying things that aren't yours or holding on to more than a human should, the cube helps you set those things down and stay in your own energy and not pick up the other stuff, right? We have so much other stuff picking uppers. Yeah. Uh, that's something we all need to work on. Now that the shape is alive in your mind, right? You can kind of visualize the cube and that it holds space and protects you. Let's feel what it does in your body. Let's bring this from concept to experience because I'm all about making things practical and on a level that people can understand. So let's go ahead and just let your body soften, let those shoulders drop, kind of clear your mind, take a breath in and blow it out even longer. And if you want, as long as you're not driving or doing something that you need to keep your eyes open, you can close your eyes and imagine some things for a little bit. And imagine a cube of light forming around your body. Not a box, not a cage, but a room, a space made of clarity. Feel the base of the cube beneath you, steady and supportive. Feel the vertical lines rising up like pillars around you. Feel the spaciousness inside, your space, your breath, your life. Let the edges of the cube help you sense where you end and the world begins. Let the interior of the cube remind you that you are allowed to take up space. Yes, you are allowed to take up space. There is a space created for you, and you need to step into it. You're doing great. Even if you don't see the cube clearly in your mind, your body understands the shape. So just going through that little mental exercise, just let it land wherever it's at and don't judge. If you were totally into it, that's great. If you're like, I don't get it, that's okay because you're where you need to be. This is not an opportunity to judge yourself. And let's take this and bring it into our everyday life. So you can open your eyes and come back to me if you haven't yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some homework and really think about the cube in terms of moving throughout your day. So imagine each room you go into is a cube, like each bedroom, each office, the bathroom, everything you go in is a cube of energy that you're stepping into with intention. And let each threshold be a reset, a moment where your body remembers it's allowed to feel supportive. And before we get going too much into this, I want to address that I recognize that some of you, your home is not a safe place. So if that's the case, when you're doing this type of exercise, I want you to find cubes that feel safe. And that can even be like your vehicle. It can be a cube can go with you while you're going on a walk by yourself. That cube of energy can go with you. So it doesn't have to physically be a a brick and mortar building. You can take that cube with you. And the important thing is to do this in spaces that feel safe. Because if you're not feeling safe, you're not going to get the full effect of learning to have this experience. So, you can choose a different environment if your home doesn't feel safe. Home is easiest because they're all cubes, right? And they might be more rectangly, but each room has a space and it's easier to identify that. Um, so you're not trying to notice anything or analyze anything in this. Just let the cube give you a sense of steadiness, containment, and breath. So when you go from, the living room to your bathroom to your bedroom, each cube has its own energy, and you're not trying to tap into the energy. I just want you to just experience being held and protected. And here's if you want to go deeper, you can do a boundary check. And that basically means before any conversation, a task, or a moment that matters, something that's, of significance, take one breath and imagine a cube of light forming around you. Let it be simple: four walls, a floor, ceiling, your space. And ask, what belongs inside this moment with me? And what stays outside? Because a lot of times we're picking up stuff that doesn't belong to us. It's not meant for us. We're not supposed to pick it up. That's somebody else's thing to pick up. And especially as women, as mothers, we are brainwashed into thinking this is our job. It is not our job. It is not our job to do someone else's hard work. Now, there's other ways we can deal with that situation, which we're not going to get into now, but realize the cube is going to help you identify what is yours and what is someone else's. And that's a very freeing thing to learn because it helps you let go of things that you don't need to be carrying. And you don't have to name those things. You don't have to figure anything out. Just let your body answer. If something feels heavy, overwhelming, or it's not yours to carry, imagine it resting outside the cube. Imagine it outside that space. If something feels supportive, grounding, or true, take that inside the space with you. Own it. It was designed for you. Trust those intuitive pulls. This isn't about pushing anything away. It's about giving your system permission to have edges again. And yeah, this can be a boundary setting exercise for those of you who have challenges with boundaries, which we all do, right? Shouldn't say those of you. We all have problems with that. And this is a great way to help set those boundaries. So if this practice is speaking to you, there's a deeper field opening. On May 2nd, I'm hosting a free sacred geometry recalibration ceremony, and it's going to have a live healing, a ceremony. We're going to let go of things that no longer serve us. We're going to be using our sacred geometry shapes in real time. I'll do a healing on you, And it's a chance to feel the geometry through your body, not just hear about it. So I really encourage you to sign up for it. I'll put it in the show links. And I do have limited spots, so please sign up and reserve your spot. And even if you can't make the live, you receive just as much healing through the replay, because the amazing thing is healing energy cannot be stopped by technology. So it's gonna get you. Even if you watch the replay, it'll be just as powerful. But I'd love to have you live if you can, because it is fun to meet other people who are going through the same journey as you. And for those who feel called to stay in this field, I've got the Sacred Geometry Portal membership that's starting up, and it's a community where you can meet with these people. We have the monthly healings and ceremonies, and you can learn how to tap into your intuition and grow spiritually. And I would be honored if you become a part of that. And I'll put information in the show links so you know where to go. But in closing, the cube brings you home, where you were supposed to be before we picked up all that other stuff. We've all done it. There's no judgment here. You're all there with you, myself included. And next, we soften into the sphere. That'll be our next episode. And the sphere is the geometry of wholeness, compassion, and the gentle return to flow. So I encourage you to take a moment to feel what has shifted and let this integrate into you in its own timing. You may not feel anything right now, but maybe later this week you will. I just want to thank you for being here. Your presence matters more than you know. If you enjoyed this episode, please give me a like, share it with a friend, leave a review. If you do a review, I will read it on the air, and I would love to do that. So until next time, walk gently, listen closely, and keep stepping into your story.